Hello, and welcome to the What's Eating You podcast. I'm trying something different today. I'm filming directly to my camera rather than through my camera to my laptop and all the jazz. I've had a long day, so if I look a bit sweaty, that's because I've been in Bali. We had a photo shoot today and it went absolutely amazing. But we started the day with a body image workshop. So I'm going to use this opportunity to help you build a better body image by implementing some really simple tools and also teaching you what I teach in my workshops and then how you can really start to take nice photos or feel more confident when taking photos. A lot of people will say to me, "Oh, I'm so bad in photos. I look terrible in photos. I hate photos." But the truth is you probably just haven't had someone take a good picture of you because you don't know what looks good. So let's begin. Welcome to the What's Eating You podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Giorgio, and I'm a clinical psychologist. So today I taught body image resilience, and it's about learning to go from criticism to compassion because you cannot hate yourself into a version of yourself that you love. And I probably butchered that. It is on my slides. I should probably bring up the slides here so I can just have a recap of what I taught today. But essentially, people really try to bully themselves into a version of themselves that they want to be. Oh, you should go to the gym. You shouldn't be eating that. You have no discipline. People think if they're mean to themselves, they'll motivate themselves and push themselves into the version of themselves that they're trying to be. So from criticism to compassion, you can't hate yourself into a version of yourself you love. Remember that. Hate does not work. It's not a motivator. Research has shown that you're actually more likely to hit your goals, you're more likely to get what you want, and you're more likely to improve your body image through self-compassion, not criticism. So the first thing I did today with the ladies was share some really alarming statistics. So did you know that 84% of women report feeling dissatisfied with their appearance and they wish that they looked different? That is such a staggering number. That is huge. That is huge. And they wish they could change the way they look. 66.6% of Australians remember being teased or bullied about their appearance. So if this is you, you're definitely not alone. This is concerning. 62% of teenagers say social media makes them feel dissatisfied with their appearance. 41.5% of people compare themselves to others on social media, most or all the time. And 53.6% of people rarely or never speak positively about their appearance. Now today I got the girls to stand in a line and it was called Step Up to the Line, and they had to take a step forward if they resonated with a sentence. So the sentence might have been, I've said something mean about my body, I've compared myself to something else, to someone else. And what we noticed is despite what their body weight, shape or size was, every woman stepped forward. So it just goes to prove that it doesn't matter if you're younger, if you're taller, if you're thinner, everyone has the same negative thoughts about their body and the same urges to engage in comparison no matter where you're at. So why do you have a bad body image? Well, let's go back to the Disney princesses, and I'm going to share this. Hopefully you can see it, but I actually shared the good body, good person myth. So have a look at that. That's the Disney princesses. Now, you don't see any Disney princesses in a larger body. You see that they're all perfect. They're skinny. Look at their waists. They're amazing. And when you see the bad characters, they're usually overweight. Think of Ursula. She's fabulous. But Ursula from The Little Mermaid was in a bigger body. The evil stepmom always has a wart on their nose. They've always got a big nose. So the good person, good body myth is basically a powerful and deeply ingrained cultural belief that physical appearance, especially a body that meets societal beauty standards, is a reflection of personal worth, moral character, or health. So people often think if you have a good body, if you're slim, if you're toned, if you meet that ideal standard, you're disciplined, successful, healthy, lovable. But what you need to remember is think of the people you look up to. Think of the people you respect. Think of the people you really care about. Is it because of their body? Do you know people who are disciplined who don't have a perfect body? Think of famous actresses or Lizzo, Beyonce, artists who are in bigger bodies. The girl that sang that song that went really, really viral. And I'm too messy and I'm too clean. They tell me get a job and then you ask me where I've been. She's not the beauty standard. She's incredibly beautiful in her own way, but there are people who are successful and disciplined and lovable who don't fit the beauty ideal. So anytime you're having those moments where you're doubting yourself, just remember, you don't need to look a certain way to achieve what you are. Now, what maintains a bad body image? Do you eat a large amount of food in a short period of time and feel a loss of control? Maybe you make yourself sick after you binge eat. If this is you, you're not alone. I'm a clinical psychologist who went through a 9-year eating disorder, and I know how to get to the other side of food freedom. If you're ready to ditch the dieting mentality, discover food freedom, and find confidence in yourself and your body, click the free eating evaluation call. The link is below. Constant mirror checking or constant mirror avoidance. If you're always scrutinizing, you're always pinching, you're feeling your bones, you're never going to be satisfied, because checking mirror use compulsively paired with negative thoughts about yourself is going to reinforce a bad body image. So when you look in the mirror, healthy mirror use involves just scanning yourself before you leave, maybe putting makeup on, maybe tidying your hair. But the more you look in the mirror, the more you scrutinize and the more flaws you're going to find and the more you're going to criticize yourself. It's just not healthy. And other research has shown that depending on your mindset before you look in the mirror is actually going to influence what you see. So I've got this quote here and it says, how you're feeling emotionally influences what you look like in the mirror. Isn't that crazy? So if you're having a bad day and you're not feeling good and you look in the mirror, you're going to see yourself as worse. Whereas if you're having a good day and you look in the mirror, you're going to see yourself differently. So our attitudes and our feelings shape what we see in the mirror. So the first thing you need to do to improve your body image is monitor your mirror use and use it appropriately. Stop body checking, stop pinching your fat, stop feeling your collarbones, because it's just not helpful. It reinforces dissatisfaction, which encourages dieting and restriction. The second thing that leads to a bad body image is comparison making. Why? Because we often compare ourselves to a biased population. You compare yourself to people who are thinner, taller, in a different age bracket. Social media, which you're comparing your 24-hour day to their 15-second highlight reel. No one's going to post the photos that they hate. So comparison making is a type of shape checking, and we often make superficial comparisons which are not helpful. So just remember, who you're comparing yourself to is often unrealistic. And if you're finding that your social media is making you feel bad, then you really want to stop comparing yourself to others and make sure your social media is diverse and you have lots of different representations, different bodies, different races, genders. The third thing could be social media. Now, Instagram has been associated with increased body dissatisfaction and disordered eating behaviors. According to a study published in the Journal of Eating Disorders 2017, exposure to idealized images on Instagram can contribute to body shame, which often triggers restrictive eating behavior. Does your social media make you feel better or worse? Who are you following? Are they helpful for you? Now, I speak about this in my eating disorder informed accreditation. So if you're a fitness professional or you're in the health and fitness industry and you want to learn to become eating disorder informed, you learn all about how to help people with body image or disordered eating in my course. Just head on over to the Women's Fitness Academy to find out more about the course. And if you use the code BALI2025, you will get a discount on the course. Now, the reason social media can affect us is because what happens is something called visual adaptation. Now, visual adaptation is a term used to describe the constant exposure to perfectly curated bodies. If you're always looking at perfectly engineered faces and bodies, it actually tunes your mind to start to see these body faces as normal and ourselves as outliers. So if you constantly look at low mass bodies, smaller bodies, skinnier bodies, you'll actually perceive average bodies to be much larger than what they are. So just being mindful of that visual adaptation. Now let's talk about body image resilience and respect. So if you want to improve your body image, if you want to become more resilient, it's really about recognizing that you're going to have bad body image days. It's inevitable. I had one of these in Thailand. It was only a moment though. I was at the gym and I looked in the mirror and I think I just noticed some cellulite on my legs. And I just thought, oh, okay, I haven't seen that before. And I thought, Steph, you're at the gym. You're training. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Look at you. You showed up. You're training while you're away, because I love to do that. And you're going to let one little patch of cellulite ruin your day? So hell we are. So I let it go. I moved on. And this is what I did different that I probably wouldn't have done years ago. I resumed my day. So if you're having a body image moment, if you're having a body image morning, if you're having a bad body image episode before you go out for dinner, resume your day. Nip it in the bud and say, I'm not going to let this ruin my day. It's okay. Everyone's got a bit of cellulite. That's it. That's what body image resilience is accepting your body image days are going to fluctuate, but still resuming your day and moving on, because that's how you build resilience and strength. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to stop scrutinizing yourself in the mirror, and you're going to stop speaking really badly to yourself. So when you go out, you're going to put an outfit on and you're going to leave the house. So a few retreats ago, I had a lady who did my food freedom program, and she overcame binge eating and purging, and her business is thriving. She's doing amazing things. And she put an outfit on and she just went out and lived her night and said, Steph, I didn't realize that was an option. She used to change her outfit like 6 times before she left her house. And all that did was reinforce her body dissatisfaction, because she was utilizing the outfits, trying to try on different outfits till she felt good. But what she didn't realize was it was the changing of outfits, the changing that was making her feel bad. And she said, I didn't know there was an option to just put clothes on and leave my house. I didn't scrutinize myself in the mirror. I just put it on, set it, and forget it. That's my second piece of advice or support is stop scrutinizing, stop changing your outfit, pick what you're going to wear it, quick look in the mirror, and out you go. Some people benefit from not even having a full-length mirror in their house. I've spoken about this before, but there's been periods of my life I actually don't have a full-length mirror where I live. And it can be very, very healing for people, because you actually don't have the opportunity to scrutinize yourself before you leave the house. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Very, very important. And the third thing is how you speak to yourself. If you're always saying, I'm fat, I'm disgusting, I need to lose weight, you are never, ever, 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 ever going to be happy with your appearance, because guess what? When you lose the weight, those thoughts don't go unless you start to change those thoughts. So here's how you're going to start to work on your body image. Notice all the things you do that contribute to a bad body image. Pushing yourself, not taking rest days, calling yourself fat, constantly looking at the mirror, avoiding social situations because of your body. And we want to start to reduce those behaviors. The second thing is you really want to stop speaking negatively to yourself. Negative thoughts lead to negative feelings, which leads to negative behaviors. People think their body's the problem. The way you think about it is the most problematic part. Now, you don't have to love yourself. You don't have to say, I love my rolls. I love my cellulite. You don't have to speak positive about your body, but you don't have to hate it and shame it. Remember, you can't shame yourself into loving yourself. So instead, you can say, even though I feel uncomfortable at the gym, I'm so proud that I'm here today. When you look in the mirror, rather than focusing on how you look, focus on the movement. Am I contracting my bicep? Am I feeling the movement in my body. That's called the mind-body connection. Because most people look in the mirror at gyms and they're just narrating and critiquing. But the difference is when you're actually really exercising, you want to be focusing on the movement and how it feels, not how you look. Now, the third and final thing I got the girls to do today, which is incredibly powerful and emotional, and we do this live if you come to my retreats or my workshops, and surprise, surprise, we're going to be running a lot more in-person workshops, is a dear body letter exercise. So writing a letter to your body, apologizing for what you put it through, telling your body you've pushed yourself, you starved yourself. There were times that you punished your body instead of caring for it. But underneath that was what? Pain, suffering, avoidance, a need to feel loved, a need to feel worthy, pressure to be perfect. But here's what you're learning, that your body's always carried you through, that it's the only body you're going to have. So your body's not the enemy. You're actually my home, my companion, my friend. So today I want to thank you for, and write down what you want to thank your body for, what you're going to promise to try to do, maybe listen to your body more, critique it less. And even when it's hard, you're going to remind yourself that you don't need to earn your rest or your food. So you can write a letter to your body. It's very powerful. After we did that workshop today, we did a photo shoot, and I said to the ladies, you are going to wake up one day as an 85-year-old with wrinkly skin and saggy body parts, and you're going to wish you had fun today. You're going to wish you took the photo. You're going to wish that you smiled, and you're going to look back and say, oh my God, I thought I was fat then. I thought I wasn't good enough then. Enjoy it today, because you're going to be that 80-year-old and you're going to regret it if you don't really make the most of it, and just have fun. So if you're listening to this and you're struggling with your body image, today's the youngest you'll ever be. Today might actually be your prime that you're searching for. So don't let it pass you by. Take the photo, hang out with friends, wear the outfit, do it step by step. But most importantly, encourage yourself and respect your body. Ask yourself, what does respect sound like? Would I speak this way about my daughter's body, my son's body, my sister's body, someone else I love? If you wouldn't speak to someone else that way, don't treat yourself in the same way. As always, if you love this and resonated, please let me know in the comments, tag me on Instagram, and make sure you keep an eye out on our retreats. We've got retreats in October this year. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Did you know by taking 2 seconds to leave a rating or a review, you help me get the podcast out to more listeners just like you who could really benefit from the information? I appreciate all your support, and thank you for tuning in.